Hello my friends, this is Roger Splish and I hope you're having a fantastic day. I am asking the question today, how is Call of Duty 2 doing in 2021? I recently made a video when it comes to COD 4, check that out. It's really cool and fun also to do this kind of videos when you go back and play games that you played, back in the days, especially games that you have been enjoying playing. And I have to say, this is still a darn good classic, and if you ever haven't played Call of Duty 2, I think this is the time to do so. It gives you kind of perspective of the whole series when it comes to Call of Duty, and damn, it's still a very good game in 2021. I have been playing in quite some odd times, meaning mainly mornings when I've been doing this video, or actually one morning I was playing straight for a few hours because I had so much fun. So the gameplay you're watching is of course on different maps and different servers. And I'm glad to see, and I was expecting that also, that there's quite a few servers to choose from. And I guess when it comes to peak times, they are probably quite populated. I got into servers that had a mix of both real players and bots. I think that's something you can expect. But it really didn't do that much. I think the mix worked well, and I was surprised that, sometimes it was actually hard for me to tell if it was a bot or a real player. So I guess that's a good kind of thing to say about the AI then. But what about the game then? Well, it was released in 2005. It's the second game, the second installment in the Call of Duty series. It was developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision as always. It was announced in April in 2005, but released in October, actually October 25 or 25th for Microsoft Windows, meaning PC only right there. But it had a launch later for Xbox 360, but that was at the end of November 22, 2005. Also some other versions were eventually released for OS X, mobile phones and Pocket PCs. I guess it's needless to say that it takes place or are set during World War II, but I have to mention the campaign in this case since I kind of thought it was interesting following or experiencing the perspective of 4 soldiers, one in the Red Army, one in the United States Army and 2 in the British Army. So it contains 4 individual campaigns that are split into 3 stories. It has a total of 27 missions, and if I remember correctly, it was a lot of fun playing. Let me know if you enjoy the campaign when it comes to Call of Duty 2. This was a game that got some critical praise, especially when it comes to the graphics. At this time it was really good looking. Now it's a bit outdated, but still kind of good looking in a way. The sound and also the regenerating health system got praised. And as a launch game, the Xbox 360 version sold over 250,000 copies in its first week and had sold over 2 million copies by January 2008. And in 2013, in November, the game had sold nearly 6 million copies. So this game did really well. And I think I can understand why. This is also, as I was saying regarding COD 4 the other day, that it's one of those classic games that kind of set the standard for the series and awaken the interest for the Call of Duty franchise, the Call of Duty series for so many players. And already back then in 2005 you find the kind of typical game modes that you also can see nowadays in the modern versions of Call of Duty, which is of course deathmatch, team deathmatch, search and destroy, capture the flag and headquarters. And I think it's also nice, I guess you can see that when you're watching the gameplay, since I have been rotating on different maps and therefore also playing in different countries, if that makes sense when it comes to the maps. It includes Normandy, Africa and Russia, and I think it's really sweet. I like the maps in this game. They play really well. And also the tempo is usually a bit slower than some of the modern games, and I kind of like that as well. Sure, it can be hectic and it can get a cluster of people almost running into each other, and you have a lot of shooting in close quarters and stuff like that. So in that sense it's definitely Call of Duty, if you know what I mean. But again, the simplicity in the game is just working so well, giving a great experience playing. Also now in 2021, sure, the game is old. We can see that by just the look of it, but it doesn't really matter that much, because at the end of the day it's the game and experience that kind of makes you, taking the decision whether you want to play the game or not, if you want to quit or go to find another game. And in this case I'm glad that I went back playing some COD 2 also now in 2021, because it's still very vital in some ways, and we're going to talk about also the player count and stuff like that, because I was happy to see that once again people are definitely enjoying the game still. I see that, for example, during the last 30 days There's been an average of 160 players playing and a peak of like 310, something like that. I think that's awesome to see, and that's definitely better numbers than some of the like newer games. I mentioned earlier that I was also checking out Call of Duty Ghosts, and it had not so many players playing per day. I think I said it was around 40 to 60 players. So with that said, there's definitely still people out there playing this game, and I can imagine if I would have been playing during like the evening and maybe also over the weekend, it's probably even more since people have more time to play the game. I often use the word simplicity. I think I mentioned that also regarding COD 4. And what I mean by that, it has to do with the overall design of the game, the weapons, how many weapons there are to choose from, and how they are balanced, and also the overall feeling of the game. That includes also the kill streaks that are very simple, and sure, you can get a banger, meaning you put a strike straight on the spot where people are spawning and you will kill quite a few, but usually they are quite weak, I would say, compared to the modern kill streaks, and which can definitely throw you off when it comes to the actual infantry gameplay. But not here. It works really well, and from the perspective of being a sniper, holy shit, I'm having a really good time. And therefore I would like to reach out to you as a viewer as well. What kind of experience do you have when it comes to Call of Duty 2? Have you played it, or maybe you came in late to the series during the days of Black Ops? What do I know? It's definitely nothing wrong with that, but I have to say, I think you're missing out something when you're not playing, or if you haven't played this game, because this is partly where everything started, and if you want to try it out, definitely do so. I think it's so worth it to play. I don't know what the game costs right now. I haven't been checking. I mean, usually, unfortunately, Activision have a tendency of not really lowering the prices so much, even though the game might be quite old. I mean, once again, this was developed in 2005. But hey, that's their politics when it comes to price settings, so okay. A game like this is quite basic, and I've tried to explain that. I hope you got it. I'm talking about the simplicity of the game, and I kind of like it, and it's quite refreshing now when all the newer games has so many weapons and attachments and things to learn, and a menu that can be hard to actually understand where to find things and stuff like that. I think you know what I mean when I'm talking about the modern games. It's not a bad thing, it's the development. Things are moving forward. We're getting better and more advanced graphic engines. The games overall are, well, larger. You've seen the files, you've seen the updates. It takes more than just a normal hard drive nowadays to play a game, more or less. This is cool, of course. This is cool. It leads the development forward, and I think that's important. But sometimes it makes it also harder, and maybe also too complicated sometimes. That's at least why, this is what I'm trying to say. That's why I think it's refreshing coming back to these games, and I'm saying these games, I'm talking mainly about COD 1, COD 2, and forward until at least COD 4, because at that point of time, again, you had the same more or less kill streaks, and things were, not so complicated. It was more you, the gun, and the opponents, right? And that's also why I feel when I get back into a game like this, I feel that it takes a bit more skill, to be honest, than some of the modern games, where the time to kill is super fast, and there are corners and doors and windows, and everything is sometimes hard to spot. When it comes to actually seeing the players, you get shot from the side, from the back, and it's very confusing sometimes. Again, it's not a bad thing, it's the development, but again, this is really straightforward action, and I freaking love it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I also hope that you will take your time to either answer me in the comment section what you think about the older games, and especially COD 2. Right now, maybe you and also me are waiting for the release when it comes to Call of Duty Vanguard, which is the newest game, also in World War II setting. I haven't played the alpha. I don't play console anymore, even though I have consoles, to be honest. I'm waiting for the open beta when I can also try it out on PC, or when I can actually play it on PC. So we're gonna see what happens in the future, but I am having hopes that it's gonna be enjoyable, that it's gonna be fun. For me, foremost, I hope that the sniping is fun. So with that said, my friends, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to give a like. That helps me out a lot. And have you ever been killed by a horse? Well, let me know, because it happened right here. Oops. Thanks for watching, take care my friends, and see you soon again.